Coming up on the Daily O, an Oklahoma man is facing life in prison after committing a horrific crime.
And one popular gaming site is facing backlash, with one mother leading the charge. All of this and more is coming up. The Daily O starts now.
Good evening and welcome to the Friday edition of the Daily O. I'm Kendall May Stark.
And I'm Tyler Tripodi. We're glad you're with us. An Oklahoma man convicted of murdering a woman and hiding her body in a chest will spend the rest of his life in federal prison. Prosecutors say 36-year-old Kendall Forrester shot the victim in the head last October near Worcester and Heavener. Family members reported her missing after receiving suspicious texts, and hours later, her body was found wrapped in plastic and stored in a chest inside her car. A traffic stop on Forrester turned up a 9mm handgun and a bag of freshly laundered clothes. Investigators say a fingerprint on the plastic matched him, helping secure the conviction. He was sentenced to life in prison plus 120 months and will be transferred to a Federal Bureau of Prisons facility.
An Oklahoma woman is suing Roblox, claiming the popular gaming platform puts children in danger and gives predators easy access to kids. That federal lawsuit says her then 12-year-old son met a man posing as a child on the app in 2023. Attorneys say the man groomed the boy, sent explicit images, and coerced the child into sending images of his own. Lawyers say this case is one of more than 30 similar suits they've filed alleging Roblox allows predators to create child profiles and build trust under anonymity. The mother is seeking damages for the now 14-year-old boy, who attorneys say is struggling with anxiety and depression. A panel of judges will meet December 4th to decide whether these cases should be combined into a single national action.
Oklahoma's new state superintendent says he's turning to Mississippi as a roadmap after business leaders warn the state is losing jobs because of its public school reputation. At the State Chamber's State of Business Forum, leaders revealed recent decisions at the State Department of Education damaged Oklahoma's brand and made it harder to recruit companies. They say the state's education image has become an economic liability, but could be reversed with new leadership. Superintendent Lyndall Field says he feels that pressure and plans to study Mississippi's model, where literacy scores have risen sharply in the last decade. He says he'll begin visiting schools in the coming weeks to hear directly from educators.
With the holiday weekend finally here, let's check in with Aaron Sisson to see what's going on this weekend. Aaron?
Thanks, Kendall. Starting with tonight, Kansas is at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Tulsa at 8. Also tonight, Leonard Skinner performs at the Choctaw Grand Theater in Durant at 8. And finally, the OKC Thunder return home after a road trip to Utah to take on the Portland Trail Blazers. Tip-off at 6. Well, that's all I got. Back to you guys.
Well, the rain seems to have moved out, and after a beautiful day, it looks like it's going to be a great evening. Let's check in with William Manziel in the Weather Center to see how it's shaping up. Will, how we looking?
Yeah, Tyler, like you said, we're having a pretty good weekend, or a pretty good evening tonight, but as you're going to see, it's starting to cool down. That's going to continue throughout the week. Right now, it's about 58 degrees, and it sure feels like 58 degrees according to the real feel, and our winds are coming in at 10 miles an hour from the southwest, and if we look over here on the west side of campus, we're going to see that we've got some cloud covers moving in, and that is once again going to be continuing throughout this week, but I'll have more for you on that later. For now, let's send it back to the desk.
I'll make sure to put on a jacket, Will. When we return, we'll hear from two members of OSU's newest main stage production.
And some tips and tricks on how to keep your holidays happy, healthy, and safe. The Daily O returns right after this.
Hi, welcome to Sugar Llamas.
Well, I'm the owner of Sugar Llamas here in Stillwater. My name is Chad O'Rourke. We want to create a customer-centric culture and create an experience for our customers when they come in. Our ice cream in particular, you can get it other places, but I'm only aware of like one other place besides the Sugar Llama in the state of Oklahoma that you can get it. We actually ship it in from up north, but when it comes to our coffee, you cannot get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere else in the world. You might find a blend similar to it, but you're not going to get Sugar Llama coffee anywhere but a Sugar Llama. It is proprietary to us. We really actually want to get more involved within our community. It's not just about making money, but it's about serving our community and becoming a part of the community here.
Ace in the Bowl salsa started many, many years ago. I was trying to find a recipe to take to a family gathering, and so I started messing around with different recipes, and I took a little bit from here and a little bit from there, and I came up with a salsa that is truly unique. Ace in the Bowl salsa is an olive oil based salsa with tomatoes, green chilies, green onions, and black olives. There's no sugar added, it's gluten free, low calorie, low carb, low fat, low sodium. So it's a very, very, very good alternative to any snack you may want. As of right now, I'm just looking to be in Oklahoma and having a successful business within the state. If my grandkids could ever take it over when they're old enough, that would be my dream.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
If you're looking for plans before you head home for the holidays, OSU's theater production of You're in Town opens tonight. Joining us now in the studio are two members of the cast, Braden Best and Haley Breitenstein. Thank you for joining us. So why don't y'all tell us what the show's like?
So You're in Town is a satirical musical. It's about this like post-apocalyptic society where there's been a drought for many, many years and people have to pay to pee. And so it's this like society where these rich people, this rich company that overtakes everything and has all the power in their hands, starts to enforce more fee hikes where people are like, the poor can't pay it. And so they're forced to do things that the government doesn't like, and so they punish the people. And so then the people rebel.
So what are your characters like specifically?
So Bobby Strong is this, he lives with his family, and they're both very, very poor, and his dad leads him into this kind of arc of like rebellion where he takes the people. He's very naive, but he's very passionate, and he loves all the people that surround him. And so he takes the people and he starts this rebellion against this higher power where he does what he feels right for the people.
My character, Little Sally, she is a 10-year-old girl. She does not have any family anymore. She kind of scavenged around to find money so she can survive in this post-apocalyptic world. And she's kind of feral, but she also is very, very witty, and she knows a little too much. Probably things a 10-year-old should not actually know about, like hydraulics.
Well, that sounds funny. So what do you want the audience to take away?
So I want people to walk out of there, and while it's satirical, it's very serious to our characters, but I want people to walk away with this, like, you just watched an Adam Sandler movie and you're like, that was so stupid, but I'm laughing my butt off because it was so funny. And so I really want people to, you know, laugh at all of the crazy things that aren't real to your average person, but are real to our characters, and laugh at how serious we take it.
Yes, especially because there are a lot of things in this show that we have worked very, very hard on, so I hope that the audience will be able to see that and how much dedication we've put into this show.
That's so sweet. So what are the dates?
So tonight at 7 p.m. we open. So November 21st to the 23rd, we have a 2:30 performance tomorrow and a 7 o'clock performance tomorrow.
And then
on
another
Saturday.
2:30 on Sunday.
Well, that sounds like fun. I'll be there tonight to watch. So,
Amazing.
but thank you both for joining us.
All right, well, thank you very much for joining us. If you want to see OSU Theater's production of You're in Town, you can buy tickets online at the OSU Theater website, or you can purchase tickets at the box office in the Sarah-Teen Center. Now, as the holiday season approaches, Oklahoma State University Extension offers us some tips to keep you and your family safe during the winter months. With colder weather, extravagantly decorated houses, and packed kitchens, there are many dangers in this coming season. According to the National Fire Protection Association, home fires are most common in the winter months, peaking in December and January. OSU Extension is providing the following advice. 1. Avoid overloading outlets. Extension cords should not exceed 50 feet in length. 2. Avoid tucking extension cords under carpets and rugs, despite the eyesore they can be. It not only creates a tripping hazard in the house, but if the cord is frayed, it can result in a rug catching on fire. And 3. Always check smoke and carbon monoxide detectors. Remember, the best type of holiday is a safe holiday. Now, it's nothing but clear skies this evening, but is that going to continue throughout our holiday weekend? Why don't we check back in with Will Manziel to see what we can look out for this weekend. Will, how's it looking out there?
It's like you said, we're going to look at our weekend as we get into this week going into Thanksgiving. Now, as you're going to see on the radar when it shows up, you're going to see that we're going to have some cloud coverage going on throughout the state for now. It's not quite going to be hitting all over Stillwater, but we're just going to see some of that kind of go through. Now, as we get into Saturday, into Sunday, more cloud coverage is going to be coming through. It's going to be a very cloudy weekend as we move into our Thanksgiving week. And then as we go Saturday into Sunday, or rather Sunday into Monday, we're going to start seeing some rain moving in from the west, kind of getting close to Stillwater, but it shouldn't hit us till pretty late at night. And that's going to just come in overnight Monday into Tuesday, or rather, that's actually Sunday into Monday now that I say it right. Now, as we look at some things I think you should be looking out for, we're going to see that we're going to have some rain overnight Sunday, just like I said. Our temperatures are going to drop as we move throughout the week. We're going to be seeing some highs in the high 50s later on. And lastly, once again, that cloud coverage is going to be all throughout our week. Now, that's all I got here. Let's send it back to the desk.
All right, well, we'll be on the lookout for that. Well, when we return, world leaders scrambling to respond to a new peace deal in Eastern Europe. And with the Epstein files soon to be released, many are eager to see what's inside. We'll break down what could be revealed. The Daily O returns right after this.
We would design something, it was set on the counter, and people was either, if enough of them said, you know, this isn't it, it never made to the line. Dad was excited that they're all original. They were all designed on Mom's kitchen table, and it gets in your blood after a while.
We're very happy that Pamela and Michael have taken over the business and kept the family going.
We took the business over in 2017. When we found that it was available, we wanted to keep the legacy of family alive, but it was also incredible products that deserved to be a part of Made in Oklahoma's story. We were a part of Made in Oklahoma years ago, and so it kind of grew as Made in Oklahoma grew.
Oklahoma is ingrained into everything that we did. We've been here most of our life. That's what we entailed our whole business on, was the Oklahoma homegrown feeling.
Deep Fork Foods started in 2014. We started off with our nut products, and now we produce everything from jarred products to cookie mixes and pancake mixes and dried products for people, as well as our spice blends. Now we produce over 168 different products for ourselves and about 20 to 30 other companies in Oklahoma.
I'm Cindy Stewart. I'm one of the owners of Deep Fork Foods. We've gone from just making our own stuff and doing just small things to being able to co-pack and work with other companies and individuals within Oklahoma and across the United States as well.
I'm just really thankful for the journey that we've had so far, and really look forward to the future where we're taking Deep Fork Foods and being able to provide more value for Oklahoma and its economy, as well as all the people within the state.
I love the opportunities that being in a food business provides. I absolutely love sharing food and good stories with people, so this just gives us another connection. And I can't wait to see where this path takes us with it.
Taking a look across the world, President Trump is now pushing for Ukraine to accept a new U.S. peace proposal by Thanksgiving, setting off a high stakes for Kyiv and its allies. The White House wants Ukraine to sign off on a framework for ending the war, built around a 28-point plan that would give Russia significant concessions, including turning over the Donbass region. In a somber video message, President Zelensky warned the plan forces Ukraine to choose between its dignity or risking the loss of a key partner. He calls the coming days one of the most difficult moments in the country's history. The Kremlin has not formally received the plan, but is urging Ukraine to make a responsible decision. Meanwhile, European leaders held emergency talks, warning any deal must protect Ukraine's sovereignty.
Now that the Justice Department's Epstein files are set for release, people across the country are wondering what exactly will be revealed. The DOJ has 30 days to unseal thousands of pages, including FBI investigative material, internal emails, and any communications involving Epstein and Ghislaine Maxwell. There's a chance the files could also name government officials, public figures, or organizations with known or alleged connections to Epstein's trafficking or financial networks. Information that would jeopardize active investigations or endanger national security will not be released, but the law bans redactions to prevent embarrassment or political harm. With an estimated 100,000 pages of material, many are bracing for what could soon come to light.
After weeks of debate, two state leaders have finally come to a compromise. Lizzie Hoisington has the details in our political pulse. Lizzie?
Yes, Kendall. President Trump and New York City Mayor-elect Zohran Mamdani met in the Oval Office Friday, striking a noticeably cordial tone after months of sharp political attacks. The two discussed affordability and safety in New York City, with both saying they're ready to work together despite their differences. Trump called Mamdani a great mayor in the making, while Mamdani described the meeting as productive and focused on their shared love for the city. This comes after weeks of heated rhetoric, including Trump labeling Mamdani as a communist. Despite those tensions, both say they agreed on a lot during their 25-minute talk and signaled they're willing to work together as Mamdani prepares to take office. Well, that's all I have for the political pulse. Back to you guys at the desk.
President Trump is defending his latest comments about a group of Democratic lawmakers after suggesting their actions could be punishable by death. Trump says he was not threatening anyone, but claims the members of Congress engaged in seditious behavior when they released a video telling military and intelligence personnel they must refuse illegal orders. The lawmakers warned that threats to the Constitution can come from right here at home. Trump responded with posts referencing seditious behavior, punishable by death, but now says he was referencing the old days, not calling for execution.
U.S. military strikes on suspected drug trafficking boats in the Caribbean are drawing scrutiny, as experts say most vessels are headed to Europe, not the United States. President Trump and the Pentagon say the strikes stop narcotics from reaching American shores, but fentanyl, the deadliest drug, is mainly smuggled overland from Mexico. Former law enforcement and military officials say the airstrikes also destroy valuable intelligence, making it harder to track the cartel's operations. Lawmakers and allies have questioned both the legality and the effectiveness of the campaign, while the Pentagon maintains the boats were trafficking drugs to America.
Cowboy wrestling is back from the national duels and getting ready for their next battle. Zach Berger is in the Sports Corner with how they match up right after this.
My name's Dennis Abernathy. Lived here since 1968, and I consider myself one of Stillwater's oldest original family jewelers. Here at Dennis the Jeweler, we're more about personal service. My father always told me that anybody can sell the jewelry, and what we're doing is completely different, learning to do the repair work. That is one thing that will keep your business alive, because anybody can sell it, but not anybody can fix it. To me, jewelry is very, very personal. Every piece of jewelry has its own story, and I get to hear hundreds of stories from my clients, which I love to hear. There's always a story with it. I mean, you buy a piece of jewelry for a show of appreciation, a sign of love. There are a lot of different aspects for jewelry when you purchase it.
My wife lived east of here, about 35, 40 miles, something like that, over at Lamont. I was dating her from over at Alba when we were going to college. I knew about the well then. It was a great well. It was great water. I'd stop there, stick my head under it, wake up, drive on home, that kind of thing. And people talked about bottling this water. And so that's why I started thinking about doing that. And so in 2003, the property come up for sale, and so we started working on that, had the opportunity to buy it. The hopes are when folks drink our water is that they'll drink it for a few days and find out the difference. They'll start feeling better because there's been no chemical in our water. There's a list of good things that we have. We don't have any bad things in it. This company means a lot to me because I guess we started it from scratch. And to be able to have it where it's at today, I don't see this as the end at all. I see the future of Divine Water as being worldwide, which will bring outside dollars into the state. It means a lot to me because I started it, I guess, and our family started it.
Welcome back to the Daily O and welcome into the Sports Corner. I'm Zach Berger. Thanks for sticking with us. It's game day for Cowboy Wrestling as they've hit the road for Colorado. Number 4 Oklahoma State taking on the always competitive Air Force tonight. All 10 Cowboy wrestlers are ranked in the latest Intermat ranking, with 7 of them being in the top 10 in their respective weight classes. David Taylor and the Pokes continue to rock with the new kids on the block. The true freshmen Ronnie Rodriguez, Sergio Vega, Landon Rabadou, and D. Lockett all thriving early this season. First match tonight set for 8:30. Well, we're less than 24 hours away from a chance at history. Cowboy and Cowgirl cross country getting ready to lace up those running shoes at the NCAA Championships in Columbia, Missouri. The women's team hoping to make a statement after dominating the Midwest Regional as they sneak inside the top 10 in the rankings for this event. While the men, on the other hand, are hoping to take care of business. They come in as the favorite, led by Brian Musow and Dennis Kippen-Gedich. The Cowboys looking for the program's 6th NCAA title as the Cowgirls chase for their first. And hey, speaking of first, for the first time since 2020, Oklahoma State men's basketball has started 5-0. For head coach Steve Lutz, the record is really just a chance to appreciate the talent taking the court.
Guys, we're 5-0. We've got a heck of a ball team that I think can do big things this year if we'll continue to grow on the defensive end of the basketball. But then you also have to look into the mirror and say, you know what, we did a good job recruiting. We've got good players, we have good offensive talent, and I think we've got good defensive talent. We've just got to get better in that area. So we've got to continue to figure out the best way for us to be successful and which guys can help at those times moving forward. But that's why you're playing games, to figure that stuff out.
Well, normally I'd wrap up Friday sports with a weekend preview, but since we'll be gone for a whole week, let's look at what sports will be happening throughout all of Thanksgiving break. First up, equestrian is currently in Cali, taking on Fresno State today and UC Davis tomorrow. Then on the mat, after Air Force tonight, wrestling will face Arizona State in Tempe on Sunday. Then football has their final 2 games of the season at UCF tomorrow and home for Senior Day next Saturday against Iowa State. Then men's basketball is home versus Nicholls State before going up to Chicago on Thursday to take on Northwestern. And finally, the women are home Monday against Texas A&M Corpus Christi before going to a tournament in the Cayman Islands. There they'll take on Charlotte on Friday and Miami on Saturday. Well, that's all we have today from the Sports Corner, but don't go anywhere. The holiday season is finally here. Kendall and Tyler break down what treats we can look forward to right after this.
I'm Travis Taylor. I'm the general manager for the Hotel Indigo Tulsa Downtown. I have a real good understanding of the food scene in Tulsa, and I've loved to see the way it's evolved over the years, and I'm glad to be part of it.
My name's Kevin Kyle. I'm the executive chef. I started here, the idea was to do something local. Everything that we try to do has Oklahoma products.
Tulsa is a big oil boom when we were the oil capital in the early 1900s. How Route 66 put Tulsa on the map. And the menu around that was, well, what would an oil worker take out in their lunchbox? That's how Prospect kind of came from.
We never get crazy busy, so we can do a lot of different things with food. And we can do things like wine dinners and have local dinners. We have a private dining room that people can come.
I think being at the heart of the old Route 66 has kind of weighed into us getting a lot of different things brought in from different areas of the United States. When I taste something on our menu for the first time, the first thing I go is, that's Tulsa.
My name's Kayla.
I've been here since the beginning, so 4 years. Scratch is more focused on farm and mostly made in Oklahoma products, keeping it local. Sustainability is our biggest thing. That's one of the reasons why this place opened.
I've been the chef here at Scratch for 2.5 years. Started here as a line cook. Our food and drinks are a bit separate entities almost inside the restaurant. So the food is now up to 85% of the products we bring in are raised or grown locally. It's all based off of things that I grew up eating in southern Oklahoma, things my grandparents ate.
Fresh food, clean food, organic food, sustainability, that's all of our thing. From front of house to back of house, we're able to maintain both with freshness. But made in Oklahoma means we get it straight from the farms that are 20, 30 minutes, another little county away. We get it straight from them.
While the highly anticipated Wicked for Good officially hit the big screen today, another movie just released its first official trailer. Chance Annis has the details on what we can look forward to a year from now in our A-List update. Chance?
Yeah, Kendall. A new chapter is coming to Panem. The Hunger Games Sunrise on the Weeping hits theaters November 20th, 2026, taking us back to a young Haymitch Abernathy as he's forced into the brutal 50th Hunger Games, the second quarter quell. With each district sending 4 tributes, it's one of the deadliest games ever. District 12's roster includes Haymitch and Miss Maisily Donner, the original owner of the Mockingjay pin. Younger versions of Caesar Flickerman and Plutarch Havensby also appear, offering a darker look at Panem's past. That's all I have for the A-List update. Back to you guys.
Today we turn the spotlight to a sweet reason to gather in the kitchen. It's National Gingerbread Cookie Day. It's a day to roll out dough, dust the flour, and let your creativity flow. Whether you're shaping classic gingerbread men, cutting stars, or decorating with icing and sprinkles, gingerbread has a long history from medieval European traditions to today's holiday baking rituals. If you're wondering why today is the day, that's because it's the perfect early kickoff to the season of warm spices, home-baked memories, and sharing something simple yet delightful with family or friends. So if you're looking for tonight's activity, preheat the oven, pick your cookie cutters, and celebrate National Gingerbread Cookie Day with something sweet. And don't forget to post your gingerbread cookies with the hashtag Gingerbread Cookie Day. Now, Kendall, since we're already talking about seasonal foods, we do have to talk about the Thanksgiving menu because it's coming up next week.
We certainly do, but before we discuss it, we went out on campus to hear from students about their favorite Thanksgiving dishes. Here's what they're most excited for.
Green bean casserole.
Ham and sweet potato casserole. My favorite Thanksgiving food would probably be pumpkin pie with extra whipped cream.
I love me some good smoked turkey. It's gotta be mashed potatoes.
Definitely stuffing. I don't have a favorite because everything's good.
I like everything. I'm not particular. My favorite Thanksgiving food is stuffing. Mashed potatoes.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is mac and cheese.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is corn.
Deviled eggs.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is greens.
My favorite Thanksgiving food is chicken and dressing or stuffing.
Tyler, my favorite Thanksgiving food is not debatable. It is mac and cheese. It's the best food. You can give me a whole plate of it on Thanksgiving. I'll eat the whole dish if you give it to me.
I'm going to be honest, I didn't realize you were this passionate about mac and cheese. I'm a mashed potatoes guy personally. I do have to very quickly call out whoever said corn and green bean casserole. I don't think I can get behind that, but that's all I'm going to say about that. Mashed potatoes for the win.
Well, gobble gobble, let's wobble over to Will in the Weather Center.
Alrighty.
You know, Kendall, I gotta agree with you about the mac and cheese. You know, like put some of that breading on top of it. You know, serve it nice and hot. I love that stuff. You know, speaking of hot though, you know, one thing that's not going to be hot is our 7-day forecast this week. Right now, today we're going to see our high with 65, and tomorrow we've got a high of 60. That's going to start dropping as we get into Sunday. We will have a high of 64 with a low of 52. It's going to be some cloud coverage going on throughout this week. By Monday, our high is 67, and on Tuesday it's going to lower to 61. And by Wednesday, we're going to have those clouds come back, and we're going to have a high of 51 degrees. So make sure you have those winter jackets ready. And by Thursday, we're going to rise just a bit up to 56 on the high and a low of 31.
Will, as always, we appreciate your 7-day forecast and your wonderful puns. One thing I didn't appreciate, what did you say?
Gobble gobble, let's wobble over to the Weather Center.
You know what, I said green bean and chorus, what I can't get behind, but I don't think I can get behind that either. Zach, you weren't here with us, so what is your Thanksgiving food?
It's got to be cornbread dressing, and I have to say it like that, or else my mother will get very upset.
We don't want to upset your mother. She's a wonderful lady.
It's dressing, but yeah, cornbread dressing, that's the go-to.
Hey, you know what? That's a great decision and a great choice. And did you say yours? I don't know if I heard it.
I said mac and cheese.
Mac and cheese. You know what?
I
guess that's all right. I guess
all
that's
right, guys.
all right.
All right, guys.
Whatever.
Well, that's a look at today's headlines. Thank you for joining us.
And the Daily O will be off air next week for the fall break, but be sure to check out the Daily O Collegian on Instagram for the latest happening in Stillwater and across our state. For the Daily O, I'm Tyler Tripodi.
And I'm Kendall May Stark. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone.
Thank you for coming to stay.